The NFL on EA Sports is in the Steel City at Heinz Field in Pittsburgh, PA. This was the scene just a few moments ago as the Pittsburgh faithful were fired up by the hometown Steelers taking the field. They're all set as they'll match up with the Baltimore Ravens. Two hard-hitting blue-collar franchises, one of the better rivalries going. The Ravens and Steelers are underway. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. First carry for James Conner. And he'll work his way across the 30 to the 32. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. Conner, of course, missed the final month of the season with that ankle injury. And too bad because before that he was well on his way to a 1,000-yard season, but he finished with 973.
And he's definitely more than adequate in place of Le'Veon Bell because he caught the ball out of the backfield too. 55 catches, 13 total touchdowns. James Conner showed in preseason that he could play and carried it throughout the regular season as well.
Roethlisberger will hand to Conner. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving. The Steelers, of course, had all the questions lingering with Le'Veon Bell. Tip of the cap to James Conner. He really has filled in nicely.
He prepared himself as if he were going to be the starter right from week 1. And I got to see him in preseason, and you saw a little bit of everything. His ability to run inside, also run to the perimeter, catch the ball out of the backfield. And how about his season opener against Cleveland? They didn't win the game, but he played awfully well, 135 yards rushing, and he helped close out a big win at Tampa Bay in Week 3 on Monday Night Football with some nice runs down the stretch.
And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. It'll be a gain of 8 yards, and it'll bring up a 2nd down. Now they'll throw it with Roethlisberger. Throw left side complete. It's James. And he's going to get this inside the 30. Roethlisberger to his big target, James, all 6-7 of him for a Steeler first down. And now the Raven defense going to call a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. On first down, it's Roethlisberger. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he is out of bounds right around the 10-yard line. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling.
Nice little nifty play for him there. That's the ability to read a defense and utilize players that don't often get picked up in coverage easily. And I'm talking about being able to use the backside of the backfield. Because I know that when I used to cover, hey, we got everybody oh, he just snuck out there, and they just got a nice first down there.
What do we love to say? Get those backs into space, right? And they were able to do that there. Nice pickup on first down. He'll get it up the middle. No gain on the play there, and they're going to need to come up with something better here on 3rd and goal. Driven it down the field nicely here on the opening drive, but now it's put up or shut up.
No doubt about it, because to make that type of a drive and ultimately kick a field goal would feel very disappointing. But I'm just wondering, is the head coach thinking, is this 4-down territory? Might he go for it?
Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete. 4th down, here's Roethlisberger. And that is going to be incomplete. They had the play call on 4th and goal, but it's dropped in the end zone. And on the opening drive of the afternoon, the defense forces a turnover on downs. And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's cuts loose. And I do believe the offense got this back. Goodness, they did. Their own 1-yard line is where they got it back, cutting it close here.
Leopard! Leopard! Detroit! Detroit!
And they'll run it here. And he'll get him a little space here up to the 5-yard line. It's a gain of 4, but they're still looking up here at a tough 3rd and 11.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Now it's Jackson, and that is incomplete. The veteran Morgan Burnett there on the coverage.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
So a short drop, but he's able to get it out, and this is a good kick. Take it at the 37. Well, nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And the Steeler offense, they're set up nicely as they take over. Got a second here to assess Pittsburgh's last season as their offense comes onto the field. You know, for most of the folks that are fans in the Steelers, they're probably saying, wow, this was tough. But, hey, they were 9-6-1. The thing is, expectations there are playoffs every year.
You're right, and to show that, they haven't been under 500 since 2003. It's a very consistent franchise. But remember how the season began. Le'Veon Bell once again holding out. They expected him to show up and play. That didn't happen. Then at the end of the year, Antonio Brown, Ben Roethlisberger. What's going to happen there? So they bookended their season with controversies. In the middle, did not play up to their standards. I still thought they were going to win the AFC North. Turned out Baltimore nosed them out. They've got to do some retooling in the offseason.
His first catch there, good for 10 yards and a first down. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you break a tackle and turn into a bigger game. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on the court.
And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. Eli Rogers from 10 yards out. And the Steelers have taken a first-quarter lead. Extra point right down the middle. And it's now a 7-0 game. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
Baltimore with good starting field position as they come up 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
He gets this one to Michael Crabtree. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
Nothing fancy on first down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, he often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for second down, staying ahead of schedule. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
No. Check. Patriot. Over.
First down, they run again. Here's Montgomery. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down. On second down, Jackson buying time to his left. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. He was looking for Nick Boyle that time. And it's third down.
Oh, boy, partner, did that just happen? I've got my hand over my eyes right now because, like him, it's going to haunt my dreams, too. He was wide open. How did he overthrow him there?
Defensively, just very lucky. You know that they got away with one there. And avoids the contact by sliding. Give him 8 yards that time on the scramble, and now fourth down.
I like his effort there. He got it done on his own. But let's face it, he puts defenses in a really stressful spot when he takes off and runs because a lot of guys have coverage responsibilities.
Good job of rallying, though, because I thought when he first took off, he might pick up the first down. They'll pass up a field goal attempt. It would have been a 45-yarder. Now they'll go for it on fourth. They'll try and throw for it with Jackson. And he's got Snead. And finally down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. Wow, first and goal, and defensively all they can do is shake their heads. Not only did they allow the conversion, but a big play as well. First red zone chance now for the Ravens. They've got it first and goal at the 7. And they'll go on the ground. It's a gain of a couple, and it'll be second and goal. Be interesting to see now what they do offensively down near the goal line after not much there that time.
As the offensive play caller, that may change your sequence now. Instead of coming right back with a running play, you may have to go to the air.
On second down, here's Jackson. Flushed out right. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. They'll wind up with positive yardage. It's a gain of 3, but now it's third down. Third down. That's Edwards. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Baltimore. A great play there. A 3-yard touchdown run. And the Ravens are an extra point away from tying the football game. Tucker able to connect on the extra point. And we are tied at 7. So we're right back where we started. All even as the kick's away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Okay, partner, got to fit in some Super Bowl chatter here. We're going to have New England and the L.A. Rams, two teams that had to go on the road and win their respective conference titles.
And think about this. The Patriots, who went to 8 straight AFC championship games, back in the Super Bowl yet again, yet they believe they're the underdogs and feel like the whole world is against them. How did they get to adopt that posture? But it's working for them.
And remember, by the way, the Patriots, their first Super Bowl win was against the Rams back in their St. Louis days.
So a lot has changed for the Rams since then. And the Patriots, consistently the most successful team in the NFL. This is going to be fun.
Now a deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. From the gun, it's Roethlisberger. And he comes back with one complete. And they're able to get this one across the 35. The Steelers picking up 15 yards there and a first down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
They'll throw on first down with Roethlisberger. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Connor. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. 23 yards on the play. They run with Connor. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
It's a lot of contact going on there. And in the end, unable to keep two hands on the football and bring it into his body.
Everything looked pretty good until the finish. On third down, Roethlisberger. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Connor. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. They'll get 11, but still a little short. Fourth down. And this one is right through. And they take the lead here now at 10-7. So chalk that down as an 8-play drive capped with a field goal.
Yeah, as a friend of mine used to say, they were moving and grooving for a while, but they couldn't keep the momentum going enough to get a touchdown out of it.
And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. For Baltimore, Charles, if you look back to this season, it was pretty interesting. They start 4-5. You think John Harbaugh may not be there. He's on thin ice. Joe Flacco's at quarterback. But then Lamar Jackson comes in, and everything changed. Their whole offense changed.
It certainly did because of the infusion of speed at the quarterback position. And throws the ball a little bit better from the pocket than maybe he got credit for. Has to get better at that. But I think people had to adjust because Joe Flacco as a quarterback, you knew where he would be every time. 3 to 5 steps behind center, you could go get him. With Lamar Jackson, he could be anywhere and make a big play.
And I think he's going to go. They're not going to get him. And finally out of bounds all the way down at about the 2. A big play that time for the Ravens. 75 yards. Well, that didn't take long. One play, and we're already looking at a first-and-goal situation.
Watch it now, Barney, Barney.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he will take it in for a Ravens touchdown. A great effort there with his second touchdown here in this first half. And the Ravens are in for 6. It's up and good, and the lead moves to 15-10. Here's Tucker now out to kick this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Steelers offense now, they head back onto the field. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. Just, I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
But one thing that I've liked defensively is that they've shown them a lot of different looks here in the first half. They've come after them. They've sat back. I think that's what you need to do to keep an offense guessing.
And they certainly have kept them on their toes. That's why they haven't had much success on the scoreboard. Call it no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a third down. Well, usually you don't think of the cornerback coming in for a no-gain play, but that's what we had there. Nice tackle.
Man, how about the range, too? Coming from the outside part of the play, moving his way into the inside and making that play happen. No gain for the offense, big play for the defense.
It's a 9-yard pickup on the play, and it'll be fourth down. They're going to run. Here's Connor. And he's not even going to come close to picking up the first. They stop him right at the line of scrimmage. 2 minutes remain here in the first half. Back to Heinz Field after this. The fourth down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on first down.
Watch it now, Barney, Barney.
Now they'll run it on the toss. Space to run past the 20. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. A great play there on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Ravens will add on to their lead. And he'll bang that one through. Here's Tucker now out to kick this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Steelers offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. And last time out, went for it on 4th down, turned it over, gave them great field position, turned into 6 points, so they've got to recover here, Charles.
It's amazing what one decision can do in the chain of events, right? The decision to go for it on 4th down.
Caused all of that.
It caused every bit of it, but it showed confidence. Hey, I've got confidence in you guys. Go pick it up for them. Didn't happen. Also showed confidence in the defense. They didn't pick up their end of the bargain, so now they've got to come back out and start over and rebuild that confidence.
Now it's Connor, and they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
With the struggles we're seeing up front for the offense today, they've got to think about changing up their play calling. Some screens, some draws, some quick-hitting plays in order to try and supplement the run game. You don't totally abandon it, but you try and give it a little bit of help.
Roethlisberger hooking up with Brown to get the Steelers a first. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Now Roethlisberger on 1st down. And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes. Now the Steelers hustling up to the line of scrimmage. Boy, he came in off the edge so quickly there.
Look out, because that's exactly what it was being shouted by the offensive lineman to his quarterback, because he had no chance to block him.
On the crossing route, complete. It's Brown. And now we won't see a play on 1st down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in half number 1. On 1st and 10, it's Roethlisberger. And that'll be incomplete.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the 2nd quarter, a lot of time to change things. Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10. Again on 2nd and 10, it's Roethlisberger. He'll find Juju Smith-Schuster. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down. 3rd and 2, now Roethlisberger. And he finds McDonald. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. The passing game in rhythm right now for Pittsburgh. There's another 1st down. From the red zone now, here's Roethlisberger on 1st down. And it's caught. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. As his guys are in for 6. And the Steelers are able to make this a close game again.
That's one of the better examples of clock management I've seen. Whittled it all the way down just about and still put the ball in the end zone.
Yeah, just a methodical drive and something really to take into the lockers here. That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or 2 shy of the 30. Here comes the Raven offense now, ready for another possession. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
Final play of the half here. It's Jackson. He's going to float this one deep right side. This is caught inside the 15. Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down. 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Both these offenses have been in fine form. What will the second half bring us as we are underway in quarter 3? And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. Out come the Ravens now. They'll go on offense first here in this 3rd quarter. They have the lead now. They'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ballgame.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete. And he almost had it defensively. Could have been a game changer there in this second half. Instead, it's third down. The Ravens on third down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. From the gun, Jackson. It finds Crabtree for the completion. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. 10 yards there, good enough for a Raven first down. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Watch it now, Barney, Barney.
First down, here's the run with Montgomery. And he's across the 40, 3 extra yards to the 43. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2. Again, they'll go ground with Montgomery. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. The Ravens get a new set of downs, give them 17 on that pickup.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them.
Watch it now, Barney, Barney.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And a pretty good run there as he gets 7 down to the 33.
And when you get good yardage like that on first down, it really does a whole lot of good for your entire offense. But I love the way he's finishing those runs. At the end of things, he's making sure he gets just a little bit extra.
Watch it now, Barney, Barney. Watch it now, Barney, Barney.
They'll run it here. This is Buck Allen. Dances by him, and he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. Now they'll run it on the toss. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. 12 yards the pickup there, good for a Raven first.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense, because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. Right back to him on first down. He stopped after only a yard, taking it down to the 14.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker, and what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Off the play fake, here's Jackson, eluding the pressure right. And this is caught. A spectacular one-handed grab there. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6.
What a catch, and one-handed, and I'm starting to lose my awe about the play, and maybe I shouldn't. How much of this is the player? How much of it is the glove?
Well, those gloves, they do have a little grip to them,
They
don't
get that
they?
little extra tackiness to them now, and I know the guys in the NFL, the competition committee, some other places, they're talking about examining those gloves to see if they're having too much of an effect on the game.
Call it no gain that time, and they're going to be left looking up at a 4th and 1.
And there's a nice stop for the defense. They've had a tough time containing this guy all game long, but maybe they can build a little bit off of that play, a little bit of confidence, a little bit of momentum, Yeah.
And he will score. Touchdown, Baltimore. Lamar Jackson, a 6-yard touchdown run. And the Ravens will extend their lead. A good, sustained drive there in this third quarter, capping it off with a touchdown to give them a nice 2-score advantage.
It was actually a fun one to watch, wasn't it? I mean, for me, seeing the mix of what they did, how they moved the ball downfield, very sharp, too. Each and every play seemed to be executed with great dispatch.
Time for the Steelers offense now to get set for their first possession of half number 2. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. They go play action here on first down. And that's caught inside the 35. And they're going to have this in a great spot way down in Baltimore territory. A big play. Smith-Schuster on the throw from Big Ben. 44 yards. So a big play as it gets them all the way down to the 20 now for first and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Over the middle, hauled in by Smith-Schuster. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first. Out of the gun, it's Roethlisberger. This will be caught just inside the 10. And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. He turned that into a nice gain, gets him 8 yards closer for third down. Well, they've been so good on third down all day long. Can they convert another here on third and goal? They come out here in the eye. Roethlisberger keeps it. Call it no gain on the keeper, and it's going to bring up a fourth down.
Now, this feels like old school football because this has turned into a good old-fashioned goal line stand. So on offense, what do you do now? Do you decide to run it or throw it if you go for it on fourth down?
Big Ben going to take it himself. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. Ben Roethlisberger taking it in. And the Steelers have now made this a one-score game. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. Protection was great. He had time to set up a campsite. But in the secondary, though, they were ready.
And I think that in most places on the field, if you have that much time to throw the ball, someone's going to shake free and you'll find an open receiver. But condensed near the goal line on a two-point conversion, all that extra, there's not any extra field. So it kind of closes in on them, and that allows you to cover a little bit better.
Jackson and the Ravens come up now first and 10 at the 40. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll push this forward only to about the 42-yard line. It's Big Vince Williams who made the tackle.
An opportunity to get a drive started here at the end of the third quarter. What you're trying to do is break the game down a little bit. Don't let your guys see too deep into the game, into the future, and say, oh, we got to get here. No, right here, right in front of them, melt the clock down, get to the fourth quarter, try and keep going.
And try to keep that lead.
Exactly.
Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped. So from the 36 now, first and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. That one good for 10 yards. And that'll make it second and a foot or so. And this is the 10th carry for Ty Montgomery. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. Now the Steelers put a stop to the action with a timeout defensively. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the fourth quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a...
And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off at the 17. A critical error there in a tight game of the fourth.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the fourth quarter. Turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the fourth quarter with a lead, no matter at what point, you got to be super careful.
You got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
And he'll take this for about 4 up to the 46-yard line.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. 6 yards on the pickup, and they'll be faced with a 3rd and inches. Connor. And he has the first down yardage before they bring him down right at the 45. They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive going. Roethlisberger will throw. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. Well, he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. It'll be a gain of 17 and a Pittsburgh first.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
This is caught, and he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. A good pickup there, 26 yards. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. They'll try to run it. This is Connor, and he's in. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. A great effort there, taking it in from a yard out. And the Steelers have taken the lead here in the fourth quarter. Roethlisberger, pass incomplete.
Well, that decision to me was all about pulling up the chart. You know, that beautiful chart that tells you when to go for 2, when to go for 1. I do love it. It helps you with your decision-making during heated times. And just look at it right here in this point of the game. Go for 2, try to make it a field goal difference.
But now just up 1 makes the rest of this fourth quarter a little more interesting.
Yeah, they followed the chart. They just didn't get the 2 points on the board, did they?
Nope. And now here come the Ravens. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive.
And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. Stephon Tuitt, the former Notre Dame man, in there to sack him for a loss of 6. Now Jackson on 2nd down. Stepping up, he's going to keep it. And he will avoid the contact as he slides to a stop. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here. Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
The coverage may be too good that time as he breaks away for 19 with his legs and a 1st down.
When they watch film of this game and hand out the grade sheets, he's going to really like getting a double plus on this play. Why? He scrambles and picks up a 1st down. But what else does he do? Protects himself by sliding and avoiding the big hit. Double plus, big-time play.
And he'll get this one across midfield and down into Steeler territory.
Detroit! Detroit!
They'll keep pounding here with Montgomery. And a pretty big hole as he's down to about the 40. Time for a break. We'll come back, see what transpires after this. The offense on third down tonight, they've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. They're looking at third and a few inches.
Watch it now, Barney, Barney.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. A great play there. 40 yards. And the Ravens have taken the lead here in the fourth quarter. Now a big play here as the Ravens are going to go for the two-point conversion.
Watch it now, Barney, Barney.
A toss running left. It's Edwards, and he is into the end zone again. So get him some oxygen. He scores on the long run and then punches in the two-point conversion for good measure. Here's Tucker now out to kick this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. Back to throw. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. The safety that time, Tony Jefferson there on the coverage. This defense has watched their lead dwindle away. This is where they really need to bow up. They executed well there.
And it's often hard after you've played really well early, and then you kind of relax a little bit, to step on the gas again. They just did it on the last play. Looks like they want to finish this one off.
A good pick up there of 20 yards. That's what they need right now. Get the first down, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
Just playing smart football, understanding the situation, making the plays necessary, and making sure that clock stops at every opportunity.
He'll look to throw. Forced out to his left. That'll be taken in there by James Washington. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. A gain of 32 that time.
I know it was a completion, but probably not the best decision to throw the ball into the middle of the field here. No timeouts. Give a ton of credit to him making the catch and finding a way to get to the sideline and get out of bounds.
He's back to throw. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
It is tough to complete pass against zone defenses. The windows that you see open, they shrink pretty rapidly. How about being able to hit a moving target against a zone before the next guy can get there and make a play on the ball?
Not easy for any quarterback, no matter the situation. And there, the defense won the battle. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off inside the 10. And the return will stop right around the 25.
Brandon, this is a veteran quarterback back there. He should know better than to make a throw like this. This is definitely not his best ball, and I think he knew this was trouble the second it was leaving his hand.
They begin the drive on the ground with Allen. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. And the Steelers signal for another timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line.
Gone! Detroit!
Oh, Jackson's going to throw it. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Watch it now, Barney!
third down. That's Allen, and they'll get him down here at the 23. 4 yards on the pickup there, but it's going to take him to fourth down. Looks like the offense is going to take another shot here. They're going on 4th and 13. Fourth down, here's Jackson. A right side catch by Crabtree. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. That one a back-breaker as they wind up converting there on 4th. Now a handoff looking right. Well, I know at points in this one you wanted to close your eyes because of all the points that were being put on the scoreboard. You're a defensive guy, but it was a fun little track meet, wasn't it?
It was, and you know the people who really enjoyed this game? They're the ones that like going to batting practice at the Major League Baseball parks, right? Seeing the 14-11 game, that sort of deal. That's right up their alley with what we saw in this one.
So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. With that, we sign off from Heinz Field.